Every day, your brain is being trained. Not by what you intend, not by what you hope will happen, not even by what you say that you want, but it's by what you repeat. Most people think that thoughts are harmless. They assume a thought is just a thought. But the brain doesn't really work that way. The brain treats repeated thoughts as instructions. So every time that you say that I'm behind, or this is harder for me, or I always fall off eventually every single time, your brain isn't debating that statement, it's actually organizing behaviors around it. That's why your habits, they feel automatic. That's why patterns repeat, and they repeat without effort. So if you feel stuck, the question isn't what am I doing wrong? It's actually what am I rehearsing without even realizing
Are you tired of feeling stuck in negative habits? Ready to break free and build the life you've always dreamed of? In Disruptive Habits, Breaking Free, Robert L. Robinson III shares powerful insights and practical strategies to help you as a leader identify negative and destructive patterns, develop unshakable resilience in the face of setbacks, and transform your mindset and unlock your full potential. This book is a blueprint for lasting transformation. Whether you're struggling with procrastination, self-doubt, negative self-talk, or any other limiting habit, this book will help you gain clarity on your life's purpose and give you practical strategies for gaining and maintaining momentum. Don't settle for a life of mediocrity and unfulfilled potential. It's time to disrupt your habits, break free from what's holding you back, and step into the extraordinary life you were meant to live. Don't wait any longer. Start your journey of self-awareness and transformation today with Disruptive Habits, Breaking Free. Uncover the keys to unlocking your best self and leading with excellence. Get your copy now at robertlrobinson3.com.
Hi, my name is Robert L. Robinson III, and I'm the author of a powerful habit transformation book that I've titled Disruptive Habits, Breaking Free. I help leaders just like yourself in order to identify your negative habits, disrupt them with more positive ones in order to build the life that you always dreamed of. So let's get right into this. The problem here is that most people don't realize is that they're reinforcing the very patterns that they want to change. And it's not through their behavior first, it's actually through their language, what you speak. I hear it all the time. People are saying things like, I just need to push harder. I know better, I just don't do better. I always eventually fall off at some point. Now, those statements, they sound harmless. They even sound honest. I've said them myself. But language, it's never neutral. Every time a phrase gets repeated, the brain treats it like a direction. So people end up fighting habits while quietly rehearsing the identity that keeps those habits alive. And this is not because they lack discipline. It's not because they don't care, but because the mind has already been trained to expect inconsistency. You can't build lasting change on language that keeps predicting the collapse over your life. Study shows us that the brain is constantly adapting, and so whatever gets repeated, it becomes familiar. And what becomes familiar, it becomes safer, and what feels safer gets chosen more often than not. The brain doesn't ask if a thought is true. It asks pretty much, is it frequent? So when thoughts like I'm always struggling at this point in time, every time that gets repeated, the brain begins organizing behavior around it. So thoughts become pathways, pathways become habits, and then your habits eventually feel automatic. They start to download into our mind. This isn't weakness, it's training. So think about a person who quietly repeats the thought that I'm behind. Everyone else is ahead of me. No one told them that, there's no performance review saying it, there's no metric that's proving it, but the thought, it starts to repeat. And so over time, the confidence shrinks. The decisions, they become more cautious. Initiative starts to fade. They start playing safe instead of leading forward, not because they lack ability, but because the mind has already been trained to operate from a sense of deficiency. So here's why it really matters to us leaders specifically. Leaders, we just don't manage tasks, we shape the mental climate. And so a leader's repeated behavior becomes the team's belief system. So if a leader consistently says that we're behind, that this is always going to be the struggle, that language subconsciously trains the culture around them. Even if a leader is competent, or even if the vision is clear, they're being trained. I've watched highly capable teams underperform not because of skill gaps, but because belief drifted over time. High-level leaders are intentional about what gets repeated. They understand this simple truth, that culture is not about what you announce, but it's about what you rehearse. So leadership isn't about vision, it's about guarding your mental environment people operate in every single day. So stop trying to correct every thought, but you have to start noticing them. Ask yourself, what thoughts keep repeating here? Because awareness, it starts to weaken the automation. So when a thought is named, it becomes authority. You don't need perfect thoughts. You don't need intentional repetition. What thought do you repeat most often when things get uncomfortable? And if you lead others, what belief are they rehearsing because of what you repeat on a day-to-day basis? Because change doesn't start with effort, it starts with awareness. And so this month is all about retraining the inner system that runs our habits, decisions, and ultimately our leadership. Now, this is the work I walk people through in coaching and inside of my book, Disruptive Habits. So if this has resonated with you, I want you to go to my website at Robert L. Robinson 3. On there, I have a freebie to help you kickstart your journey, and it's called the Build Strategy. Because transformation, it doesn't happen by accident, it's built. So keep on building, keep on striving, and as always, follow the blueprint.